What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about What If, Disney's brand new streaming series that they have up on Disney Plus. Basically, this is going to be a series where they talk about situations that happen differently in different universes. The narrator is the Watcher. He's the one who watches over all of these different universes and sees just what exactly is going on. It's really, really cool. I believe that the voice for the Watcher is Jeffrey Wright, and the voice just matches perfectly with this. Like, it was good. It was good casting. So basically, what happens in this universe is it is the storytelling of Peggy Carter becoming the first Avenger instead of Steve Rogers. Alrighty, guys. So one thing I would like to mention is that there will be a slight spoilers in this video. So if you don't want to hear any of those before you watch it, stop the video now. Otherwise, let's get right to it. So basically, it plays out very similar to how the movie does. Steve is getting ready to get into the machine that turns him into Captain America. But unfortunately, a situation happens and Steve gets injured. Peggy then takes it up on herself to get into the machine, and she becomes Captain America. Or I guess Captain Britain would be the correct term. But she wants to be called Captain Carter. So this is where the story starts kind of diverting from the original. Things do become different. Where Steve, they first had him going like on shows and stuff like that, not really into battle. No, Peggy, she jumps straight into the fight, taking down Hydra units and all this kind of stuff. And she was actually able to get her hands on the Tesseract before the Hydra was able to make any of their weapons or anything like that. And this is where Steve gets his upgrade. He becomes the first, like, I guess you could call it the Iron Man, but they call him the Hydra Stomper. Very cool name. Absolutely loved that. And yeah, I thought that was absolutely great. So one thing I would like to touch on is the romance between Peggy and Steve. It's still there. They still absolutely love each other. She still cares for Steve, which is great because I'm glad that they kept that, because she was actually still falling in love with him even when he was just the skinny weirdo from Brooklyn. That didn't change anything. He was still Steve. But anyway, so they go through. She rescues Bucky with Steve inside of the Hydra Stomper, and then they go on a few missions together, and then it comes time for the train. Now the train is a little bit different because originally, they went there, they took down some Hydras, but this time the Hydra train was rigged with explosives, and Steve goes down with it instead. So in this one, Red Skull actually has a different idea in play, I guess. Instead of using the Tesseract to make weapons, to harness its energy and make those weapons, he instead wants to bring forth a creature that he considers his champion. Which is ironic because his champion ultimately ends up being his demise. It's pretty funny when you actually get to see it. So basically, after Red Skull goes down to his champion, this is where the fight breaks out between Peggy, the champion, and also with Steve there. Now, unfortunately, because Steve does not have the Tesseract inside of his suit, which was what was powering it, he's not as useful and isn't able to battle for nearly as long. Eventually, his juice runs out, and they need to push the monster back into its dimension. This is where Peggy decides to make her ultimate sacrifice, pushes him back there. Then, afterwards, it's 70 years later, and Nick Fury is able to bring back Carter to their time. Fortunately, it is 70 years later. They don't say anything about what happened with Steve. If it's been 70 years, I'm going to assume that he probably is no longer around, but I cannot confirm that. I didn't read any of the books or anything like that. Overall, I would say that this was a fun time and is definitely worth streaming on Disney Plus if you guys get the chance to. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this review today. down below. Let me know if you've seen What If from Disney, what you thought of it, what you think that they could have done differently, and if you're excited for any of the other episodes. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.